Welcome to the Chip and Cern Show, the podcast about everything and nothing at the same time. They were possibly separated at birth, only to be rejoined to create the sweet sounds that will caress your deepest cochlea. The show is real, random, rant-filled, and ruthless. Please be warned that the show may hurt your feelings, offend your grandma, and even kick your dead dog in the balls. So get ready, and let's get this shit started.
This shit has started. I'm Chip.
I'm Cern.
And you were listening to the Chip and Cern Show.
Once again, or for the very first time.
Yes. Speaking of the first time, this will be the first Father's Day where I'm a father squared. Times two. And in order to celebrate this occasion, Chip and the boys,
Stat Boy
Dana,
and Joe
Smells and Cern thought I have, I had the kid, took some paternity leave, and then I'm sort of like working this flexible schedule where I'm in the office for part of the week, working from home, and then I'm just like taking Fridays as like paternity leave for a couple weeks.
I like it.
Which is nice, but it's also, with the kid, there's just so much around the house shit to do. I just need the day to like help get the house back together so you're not like so. Anyway.
I agree. I took the Friday off.
Yeah.
A PTO day. And I was like, oh, this is sweet, 4-day work week. But then I always figure, because I still have deadlines to hit.
Yeah.
So this makes my work like I'm cramming it in. It's like
exactly.
Thursday, I'm like, I've been there for it was like 11 hours. And I was like, fuck.
So we didn't play hooky. We took Friday off, the Friday before Father's Day, and we went and hit some golf. First club swinging of 2019.
For Chip and Cern. Joe, that's a different story.
Who
but
knows?
for Chip and Cern, I had to blow the dust off my clubs.
I legitimately had spider webs on mine. And I was worried I was going to have like a fucking spider's nest in my golf shoes.
I think the last time I swung the clubs was when we played at my company tourney.
Oof. My shoes look so nice. My daughter said, "Oh, Dad, when did you get new shoes?"
I was like,
I'm like, Dad just doesn't wear these a lot, honey. And it will be, we've done a couple ways. Sometimes, as you know, Chip and Cern and live like about 90 minutes to a 2-hour drive away from each other.
Yes.
This is hard for lovers,
yes,
as you might imagine.
Puts a little stress on.
Puts some strain on the relationship. But so sometimes it'll be me going up there to golf by where Cerny lives, or Cerny and everyone coming down to mine.
Carpool. Everyone jumps in my car.
Yeah.
Last time it was for your birthday,
for my birthday that we played over here in San Rafael. Really nice course, Peacock Gap.
Joe remembered it too.
I think that was. That sounds familiar. Or we both load up and we fucking drive an hour and a half out of everybody's way to go to Cerny's golf tournament.
Oh yeah,
but that's still fun. So this time we did a little Googling using Joe's knowledge. Equidistant.
Yes. Halfway.
Paradise Valley golf course
which is in Fairfield, California. So it's about an hour for each one of us.
I Googled the location, and I put directions. I just put Folsom, and I was like, okay, an hour. And then I put from my house, and I'm like, ooh, 57 or an hour and 5 or whatever. I'm like, oh, this is perfect. And what the course was
great.
Played to our weaknesses. I mean, strengths. Very forgiving, wide open fairways.
I am good for one house per session.
You just went ahead and got that knocked out early.
Yeah, it was like a hole 3. I was like, fuck, this is going to be a long day for me.
Now, we booked it on, this is a free plugola. Golf Now has it's like a golf tee time booking reservation
This show
app.
is sponsored by...
Yeah. When you need to book your tee times, book with Golf Now. Use code Chip and Cern Cock and Balls to save 15%.
On nothing. Okay.
I was going to go into an Audible for your audiobook needs. It's Casper Mattress. We got a pretty good deal. I want to say $60 to $75 around with a cart.
Yeah,
I think we got
that's
it for
what it was
40 or something
for $40.
Yeah.
So on the whole way up there, because Joe's thing is he doesn't want to do punch greens or punch greens.
Yeah, aerated
Yes.
greens. Recently aerated.
he was calling him punch. So he goes,
Yeah.
So when Chipper was sending it out in the group text, hey, where do I go? And then Joe said, ask when the greens are punched. So Chip did.
I dodged into a conference room and called him.
It was pretty quick. So on the whole ride up there, and I'll be honest with you, Joe was like, how much do you think that fucker lied to us and just made up February? And I was like,
Really?
I was like, what makes you think that? He goes, I looked at the normal rate of this golf course, and it's like $70, and we're getting it for 40. And generally
with the cart too.
With the cart, he says, and generally that's punch greens rate. And I was like,
oh, so they just did some maintenance, so the gameplay is not going to be as good, so they'll discount it.
Yeah. So he goes, I'm gonna be able to tell real quick if those fuckers are punched, and I'm gonna be pissed. He's like, I was like,
wow.
I was like, okay,
I didn't
well,
know that Joe doubted me like that.
Well, he was just because of the price point, because then
Too
it's
good to be true. Almost.
too good to be true. And then he said, because his friend said, oh, dude, that's a good golf course. That sounds like punch green rates. Which then buried in his mind even more. His buddy that's a golfer, so he was like, I'm gonna be able to tell him. He's like, he was like kind of like sweating it.
It was a nice course.
Oh yeah, it was great.
They had I think their driving range was on grass too. Like you can always tell that's nice. That's a place that we don't belong at.
No, we didn't.
And so I had some leftover beer, some champagne beers,
Yes.
Miller High Life.
You did have some champagne.
Was it Memorial Day?
Yeah,
What
it was Memorial.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Memorial Day party at Cerny's where we broke his pool in.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of which, what the pool look like the next day? Like having 20 different people swimming and getting sunscreen and all that shit in
It was
there.
a little murky.
A little murky.
I was like, it was a little murky. So
Is there any like lily pads and like frogs diving off or anything?
We'll go on a sidebar on
Okay.
that. So when I got the pool, right, it was so they always when they pour the plaster. Now I have a saltwater pool,
Yeah.
but when they first pour the plaster, it's chlorinated. They put chlorine in to
Okay.
get it going because you don't want, as the plaster's curing, you don't want to put salt in there because then it crystallizes and it creates like little jaggeds.
Stalactites or
Yeah.
something. Or
But by that time,
stalagmite, stalactite.
the mites grow up and the tights go down. Or something
Okay.
like
Anyway.
that. So I had switched it over to salt water. So and when I asked him, I said, "Well, how do I do salt?"
Do you have to get a whole filtration system different?
There's a little different. I mean, it came with the whole.
Oh, okay.
So I could do both, but
Oh.
so I said, so
Pool's
when
by?
it is by, it's a bipool. So I said, so when I convert to salt, what do I do? He said, just pour the salt in and you're good. I had to pour basically 300 pounds of salt.
300 pounds.
300 pounds of salt into the pool. He says, then you're good. Then I'll take care of the rest. I
Okay.
said, okay.
This is a dumb question. Are we talking like Morton's?
It's Morton's pool salt. It was. That was.
Oh, so you get it at Leslie's Pools or whatever, or whatever.
Home
the pool,
Depot, Lowe's have them too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So,
But
it was Morton's. It was Morton's actually.
That's
it was
pretty
Morton's.
funny. I didn't know if it like go to Costco
Oh,
and
table
buy
salt?
like
No,
table.
no, it's a
okay.
little different,
Yeah,
but,
I figured that was. A dumb-
Morton's pool salt. So, I poured it in.
you put any on your corn or anything?
This will be as well.
What if that was some like culinary trick? And they're like, man, this salt is just something. You're like, oh, it's pool salt.
Pool salt, baby.
Anyway,
So he said, just pour it in and you're good. So I poured it in, mixed it around like he said. And I said, we're good.
300
pounds. Yeah.
How big?
So it was 50-pound bags. So
6.
Yep.
Math.
yes. So so I poured it in, and then I mixed it around, and then we all, and we were swimming in it, and the
It was
water,
nice. It was very nice.
and the water was murky, and I was like, huh. I was like, oh, it's probably because the bodies were in there, or whatever. So I let it.
Yeah.
So next day it got murkier, and I was like,
Huh.
oh, that's kind of weird. So I tested it, like you do the alkaline
pH and all that shit.
So
Yeah.
it was a little alkaline. So I poured. I have muriatic acid.
Pool's basic.
Yep.
Okay.
Basic. So I poured some acid in, and it still isn't working. I was like, what the fuck? So I was going over and I was looking at the pump. He didn't tell me there was a separate salt cell I had to press power to.
So you literally didn't turn the salt water
the salt,
mode on
the salt
or something?
thing. So I pressed the power button. It was like, and then it was like, and I was like, son of a bitch. 4 hours later, crystal clear.
Wow, that quickly.
That quick. I was like, boom. Because I said, no one get in the pool. I just want to see something.
Yeah.
And then
Well, that's
boom,
good at least.
Now it's all.
It was a great time. And I will say, just a bit of commentary on your party. the salt water, the day like driving home, after a chlorine,
Oh yeah.
your skin's usually dry, like you feel like a fucking chalkboard got dusted off
like
on
scratch
you.
your
Your eyes are
dusted, yeah.
hurting. That didn't happen with the salt water.
No, it's great.
Too, and we both discussed this at the golf course, so this will segue us back into golf. My feet were it felt like they were raw hamburger on the bottom.
I think that's because
of
of
the
fresh plaster. You have to basically wear it down. So I'm gonna try and do a little more brushing of the base to see if I can scratch it up. Yeah.
So smash cut back to golf.
Yes.
We get there. Tee time's at 9:53. CERN slept in a little bit. I was fucking riding a razor's edge on like the time when I need to leave to get there. Luckily, you guys got there, and I was a little bit wound up from the night before.
Yes, there was a lot of hateful messages.
There was in the group chat. First, I was triggered, but Cerny texted me, and it was just a picture of the golf cart, and it had a sticker of what the number was, and it was 69, and immediately a weight had been lifted from my shoulders, and I was like, if this isn't meant to be, this is going to be a great day.
Yes, it is. So the guy, when I said we're checking in, or it's under, I believe, Chipper, 952 or whatever, 53, whatever it was, and he goes, Nicodemus, like, yep. Okay. 2 carts, here you go, 67 and 69. He put them on the table, and Joe was reaching out, and I slapped my hand on it. And I said, shh. He's like, you would. And the guy started laughing, right? I was like, I'm taking a picture. Best way I'm taking a picture, send it to Chip right now.
Now,
and said to my wife, I got an eye roll for.
One time at In-N-Out Burger, when we were in high school, I got number 69. I saved that receipt for probably 7 or 8 years. I had it pinned on a board.
Your corkboard. That's
and
right.
my wife finally one day was like, take that shit. Like the receipt was like faded. Like the ink had faded off of it, but you could still see 69. I was so fucking proud. And when they're like, oh, your order is 69, I'm like, yeah. Oh, man. So we got there. No expectations for myself. Cerny, you needed to just clean the cobwebs out because you have a legitimate tourney coming up.
Yeah, I do
in a month or two.
Legitimate, sponsored by Nugget.
No, wow. And Joe and I don't know, has Dana been hitting? I don't
think so.
Think he did. And Joe probably was at the driving range the night before throwing darts or something.
Cornhole tourney.
Cornhole tourney or
darts.
Something. And we get there, and so I have this like hydro flask, like
collapsible one,
like Yeti type cooler.
Oh, the cooler, yes, that's right.
So I put it in there, and I had all the beers in there, and this thing's like, you can't like sneak it in. It's pretty substantial. So we put it in. It fit perfectly in the basket.
Yes,
and then
we had one too. With full beer, right in the basket.
Oh, Joe and
yeah.
Oh yeah, but it was more like a lunchbox where maybe you would have a sandwich.
It was actually the one we had gotten at
the giveaways
at the
bread
the tourney.
Yeah. And obviously, this isn't Joe's first fucking rodeo, right?
No.
So what was his advice to you?
We parked off to the side. Remember, because you have to check in with the guy at the first hole. So he'd parked over and walked up and said, "Hey, this cart and this cart, we're here. I think my buddy's just going to the bathroom and stuff, getting ready to go. Just checking in." He says, "Okay, yeah, you're good to go." So then Joe called me over when I came out of the bathroom, and he said, "Don't stop when you get up there. I've already checked us in because we have ice chests. I don't want him to confiscate anything. Just keep on driving and just wave, say thank you." I was like, He's like Rain Man, It's like,
because what would have happened is the guy's at like a lectern almost.
Yeah,
type of thing with like an umbrella. He's just like hunched over. We would drive up and in our cart, and you would just like lean across the passenger seat and check in, and then he's right there like
looking at your cart.
He could throw an eye on your fucking giant ice chest with 18 beers in it and be like, "What are you fucking idiots doing? You can't do that." But no, Joe, cruise right on by. Fucking genius. I'm gonna use that one next time. Because I'm sure as we noted before, we got popped once
in the parking golf course. We got popped in a parking lot, and we had the giant ice chest. We were bringing it out, and then someone called.
We were going on like a week-long fishing trip.
Yeah, we're going to
like fly fishing trip.
Really, no, it was just a 4-hour bender we're going to put on.
what happened? Like, how did that even get flagged? That someone must have snitched on
no,
us,
they
right?
said something. The locals called in immediately when they saw us pull out the ice chest.
Did you say, "Hey, I'm the local. I fucking live here"?
I did pull that card. I said,
Yeah.
I live here. They're like, yeah, it's still the rules are rules. I was like, this is horseshit. So that's
we just emptied it into our bag anyway.
No.
like-
That's where Joe. This is where Joe came up with a solution. He said, "Hey, I just got a question." As the guy's walking, he's like, "Yeah, are we allowed to have trash bags for our trash so it's easy cleanup?" The guy said, "Yeah, that's no problem." Joe said, "Okay, thanks." He walked away. He said, "Put the fucking beers in our trash bag."
Yeah. Oh, didn't we have like a actual
chip-
like
like
a
a
30
giant-
gallon
like
30
this
gallon
big
like
black
what you
trash-
have right here? In
Yeah,
your
exactly.
thing?
Of just beer and
Oh,
ice.
that's right. Fucking stupid. But whatever, that guy did his job by telling us we couldn't.
And he didn't really. He even said, "I didn't really want to come out here and do this because it's. I get it."
Who's snitching like that?
I
And
don't
what?
know.
Why is it? Why is it any
cares?
business of you if we're trying to have fun?
Yeah, I know.
Fuck off.
It's not like I can see they get mad if we start like throwing the cans on the ground. Like, yeah,
or like
you know.
you know, I open my trunk and I pull out a 6-foot gravity bong and I load it into the back of the thing like we're gonna stand on top of the golf cart and take a big rip from the bottom. You know, there's something that you can maybe like raise a flag to.
Like, okay, but I mean,
Yeah.
come on.
Just a couple, couple
it's not
wobbly
like,
pops.
and it's not like we said a big eye chest. It's not like we pulled out like a fucking like 100 cord or some shit.
It was probably like your normal igloo.
Yeah,
You know?
if it would have fit in the golf cart, so it's not like it's not like we had to bungee to the top of the fucking golf cart to get it in.
Or it's riding shotgun and your other person can't put his legs down on the floor. So we how did you feel? Any highlights of the round besides you cracking a roof tile, a nice clay
a nice clay roof tile.
tile?
I thought my putting was pretty decent.
You fucking nailed a couple 9+ footers. I was impressed.
I was impressed with myself too.
I ran into
Once you switch drivers, and after your
I told my
concussion-
wife, I'm like, oh fuck, I forgot. So I didn't even tell my wife I had forgot.
Oh,
What hole was this?
one or two.
One or two.
It was actually the second one. That's right.
So we're driving. Me and Stern and I, obviously in cart 69.
Yes. Car 69 was driving.
We're
rolling.
mobbing around in cart 69, and
We both had shanked it to the same spot to the left.
and so
And Joe's like, "Great partner golf there, boys," as he's driving off with Dana in car 67.
yeah.
A pitiful 67.
Why even
Yeah.
why even mention the number? And as I'm loading my cheek up with my giant plug of Redman Gold Blend, I'm like, oh, everyone knows I'm playing best ball.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
just
right.
like announce how I'm playing, and
Yeah,
you guys can
we're
play
playing-
whatever you
we're
want.
We're practicing for the scramble tournament.
Yeah,
in,
I'm gonna
in October.
scramble best ball, and I'm like, in my head, I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna run today, and I normally run a couple days a week, but I'm like, I'm gonna, not have Cerny or not get dropped off right next to my ball. I'll go run here and run
Get your
there, and
steps
I'll get my steps in. I'll get a mile or 2 or 3 or 4 running. So that's what we did. So I was running off to my thing, and Cerny comes by, and I got my ball or something. Or no, we're driving to the ball,
Yeah.
and he comes by, and I hang on the side of the cart,
Yes.
not inside, but like on
Standing
the side,
on the side, like
your
kids
kid
do
at
shopping
the
cart, yeah.
at the grocery store. And I don't know, and I hadn't had a sip of alcohol. Yeah,
No, we hadn't cracked anything.
we hadn't cracked any beer. Cart 69
Sorry.
had not cracked any beers. Cart
67.
67.
We're just trying to get their blood alcohol BAC in line.
After he teed off, Joe's like, first of all, Joe in golf, literally the funniest motherfucker. So fucking fast and the fucking best lines. I mean, he'll have you laughing all day.
Yeah,
It's fucking great to
doubled
play
over,
with
yeah.
us. But he just, got to get the blood right. He brought his own Coors Lights.
Yeah, from home.
He wouldn't be bothered with the champ. I mean, do you think the champagne and beer is a little too la-di-da for him, too upper crust? Cerny?
No, because he was having it at the Memorial Day party.
Oh, if he's out of his normal sauce.
Yeah. If he already had his comfort zone.
His 18-pack was ripped already.
Well, actually, his 18-pack was a 16-pack before it hit the cooler. Yeah.
Okay,
We had a
so
discussion on that ride home.
I'm holding on to the golf cart, and Cerny's going
Oh, let's go full speed.
top speed.
Yeah.
Because
We were trying to get to the ball. It was like 15 feet from, or like 50 feet away or something.
So you're going, and we're on the fairway, and in my head, I'm like, I don't know what I was thinking, but I'm like, this would be really fucking cool. I'm just gonna step back off the cart and like get my ball real quick.
Yeah, that's right.
So Cerny's going, and I literally just like went to like push myself off to jump back, and I obviously wasn't thinking of like about inertia and
Laws of
E
physics and
equals
gravity.
MC2 squared and all this shit. And I fucking scorpion myself. CTE whiplash. My head hit the ground. Fucking immediately saw stars fly up.
Glasses half flies off. I hit the brakes. Was
Fucking
like,
yard sale.
like his face was like, like it was just blank. And I was like,
Yeah.
holy shit, he actually hurt himself. Like I slammed on the brakes. I was like, oh, and you're like, oh shit. And I was like, okay. Are you okay?
Did I make a
Yeah,
thud?
oh, like you thought you, and like your face was like, I was like, holy shit, I think he's
Because I like checked out for half a second or something.
yeah.
And my fucking glasses flew off. My hat went all cattywampus. And I hit my head. I was like, fuck. I was like, God damn, that fucking hurt. Because it's,
It stinks.
yeah. And it knocked me around pretty good. I saw stars right away, and I stood up, and I kind of saw a little bit of stars, but I kind of got right again. And then went in concussion protocol. Had a beer.
Had a beer. Started swinging it.
What did you?
Started swinging it.
Yeah.
Right after that, I was like, oh shit.
It's like, what if this is the rookie of the year thing where I start being like a scratch golfer or something? That would be fucking pretty funny.
Yeah.
If I just boom nailing crazy putts, like hitting perfect chips, Joe would be. He would not be. What did you think when you were driving?
Hire Mike to fucking punch you in the face before every.
My brain turns to pudding. When I decided to leave the cart, what did you?
Well,
It
you
probably
jumped
caught you
off.
by surprise.
Well, yeah, and I was like, "What the?" And I saw you like do the back pedal. I was like, "Oh," I was like, "Oh, you fell." Then I saw the head snap. I was like, "Oh shit!" And like your face, and I was like, "Oh my fuck, he's really hurt."
And I'm kind of on the ground, and I see Joe and Dana in cart 67 driving away, and I'm like,
I was like, "They didn't see it.
I'm
Don't worry,
like-
they didn't see it."
I wanted like I knew it was a funny thing, and I would have loved for them to have seen it to
Yeah.
share in the thing, but they missed it. So
But we did not miss Joe go face
Oh,
into
that
the
was-
sand pit. Sand trap.
right in the sand pit. He was coming out, and I turned around, Dana and I turned around, and Joe was about 80% of the way through his fall.
Yeah.
So he hadn't quite like broken it, but it was just him like sinking in the sand, falling. And he pulled up this probably like it's like as big as a textbook like piece of turf that
Yeah,
he took
yeah.
down with him.
Yeah.
It's pretty fucking good.
And then remember he
And-
fell. He's like, "Oh, "Fucking landscaping."
Is that when you fell over on the ground?
yeah,
You were
yeah, that
laughing
was.
so hard?
I couldn't stop laughing.
I had to go over to Dana to like stabilize myself. I was laughing so hard about that one. But yeah, I mean, poor Cerny is such a mental case on the drives.
On the drives.
He's fucking Mark Wohlers.
It's
And-
like I can't if someone points out there's water or there's a house or I can see a house. It's
And
like
of course,
don't hit it, don't hit it, don't hit it, don't hit it, don't hit it.
being the friends we are, we're obviously going to point this out.
water. I'm
I
like,
try not to do it because I want Cerny to succeed, and everyone does, but Joe and Dana can't
They
help
can't help
themselves.
themselves. It's okay.
Now, is it us looking at you, or if like
No, it's fine because Joe, it's just I know that there's water and I
And
know
it's
there's a
just
house
going
and
through.
it's just
yeah,
I mean, even if you guys point it out, I can see it, so I know,
yeah.
what's coming.
But with when you were playing the other tournament, did you have these same problems, or is it
absolutely. No,
the group
absolutely.
of friends that the company?
Oh
you
no,
carry?
absolutely. I still had the same problem.
Okay.
They're even more brutal because these guys were. Remember, like I said in the
Oh,
previous,
right.
they were like, "Yeah, I had a pretty decent game. I
They're
shot
playing, like,
65."
pro-ams and
yeah,
stuff,
yeah,
right?
Yeah. Oh, you playing the pro-am tomorrow? Yeah. I've been on a hot streak. I haven't shot over a 65 in a month. I'm like, oh, on the first nine or
Yeah,
the
yeah.
fucking
What-
first four
is this
holes?
the-
What the fuck are you talking about
Is
here?
this the back nine, or where are you?
Oh, together? Oh,
Yeah.
oh boy.
Is there a par 3 course around here I'm not aware of?
Yeah, they were. They were.
I thought the golf. I mean, I'll go back to that course, no problem.
Oh, yeah,
And
that
I
was a
think it
great
just
course.
worked out pretty well. Joe Pitt's a fucking hurting on the ball.
He does.
He just mashes it.
I like how he can like ride the tree line on the dog leg so that it fades out. I'm like,
And he tells us shit like this. Okay, you want to cut the corner, whatever,
I'm
and like
Joe,
fade
I'm
it.
just fucking trying to hit it on the goddamn fairway.
How many?
I'm trying to stay this side of the guard path.
trying to get net forward here. And I mean myself, like, I guess I would drive it. Okay, I'll get myself that I'm okay at the drive.
Yes,
I started borrowing Dana's driver. I don't know what it was.
You were money.
I was fucking. I'm like, how much to buy this thing? And he said 120, and then later he tells me he bought it for 125. I'm like, you're trying to sell me breaky on a used club? Of course. Not surprised.
It's worth what it's worth to you.
That's true. Beauty's in the eye of the beholder. But you know, I'd have my wedge or whatever, and I'm like, okay, just do this and hit it, and it will go there. Like in my mind's eye, I know what I want to do, and they'll hit it, and I'm like, I wasn't even aiming there. How could it be 100 feet to the left? I don't know.
You know what's the best is, like sometimes if you line up or Dana lines up, I'm sure he does the same thing when I line up.
Like he's gonna,
and he points where you're gonna hit it.
Yeah.
He just puts
Joe
his
does
finger
that,
in the air and
yeah.
he points it, and then you swing, you hit, and he's like, "Told you." And I'm like, "How do you see that?" I don't know how he sees it because you line up. I'm like, "Oh, okay, it looks like," but he'll start pointing, and I'm like, and then it'll.
There's ones I know if I hit my wedge and it goes way, I'm like, oh, my club face like really open. Like I know that, but that's about the only technique.
Some of the times he's like, "Well, you're on a hill here, so if you hit you can't line up this way." But I'm like,
it's just like a golf such, and we say the same shit every fucking golf podcast we do, but like I think it's just it's a repetition.
Yeah,
because that one summer that we played,
I don't think we were half bad. Yeah, we were
doing okay.
And we were rough at first. I mean, we made a huge stride.
So, yeah. Cerny had a couple really good putts. Dana plays this like really steady, like consistent.
He's consistent
kind of game, and Joe did pretty well. Consistent. He had a couple.
We thought good
problems.
For us, but he was thinking it was terrible.
He was probably not happy with
happy.
what he was doing.
I think so. Their thing is, now you say consistent. That's probably what it is, because they're consistently around the same. Like you and I would have some great holes, and then we'd follow it up with a string of just horse shit. Like we would just have terrible.
Because there would be a couple that you and I would play, and we'd get a legit par or a birdie or something
without best ball.
Without a best ball, and we're like, okay, cool. Let's take this. Let's carry this momentum into the next hole, and then we're hitting fucking double par, and it's like, holy fuck! I mean,
it's like we had a bad drive, and then it was a bad chip, and then it was a bad chip, and then it was a bad putt, and then it was a bad putt,
and then it give me, and then it give me, and then we're like, okay,
just mark me the max,
just whatever. And then I was using my watch to like tell. I'm sure this is pissing you off. My watch is like a GPS watch, and basically you say what course you're going to be, and it like downloads it to your watch. And then so wherever you're standing, it will say 82 yards to the pin. But I would have it on the. I'm like, are we on hole 13 or 14? Joe's like 11. I'm like, oh, okay. Do. And I go back,
and then the next one, like, then after we just got done putting, it's like, are we on 15? Like, we just did 11. I just fucking told you that.
I wasn't a troll. I just honestly wasn't listening.
Yeah, I know. Seems to be, as we were talking about. The one time we broke Joe, where he was going to run us over during Dana's bachelor party. I think,
which is that probably one of our top funniest podcasts, the Dana's bachelor party episode.
I mean, in my biased opinion, yes.
Yeah, we'll float that one for the next, Chip and Stern Show classics. We'll float it by.
Yes, that was. But I was thinking about that because that comes from, and that comes from. Short story is we went out to Whole Foods while we were waiting for Joe because Joe went to a wedding, and he had to go to a wedding. So we were in the
they had like a pizza brewery thing going on.
So we were looking for beer, and so we stopped off at the Whole Food Beer Garden. And I guess Dana was telling us that there was a tap house. He was telling us, I guess he kept saying it.
Yeah.
But I think you and I have a problem. Like when we're together, we're talking and we're not listening because we're just talking. So this is when then you said, "Oh, dude, there's a tap house here," and then Dana got all bent out of shape because he told us 5-8 times before that we weren't listening. It never registered. So I think that's part of the problem is when we we're not listening. Usually
Right.
we're talking to each other and not
But
listening.
then, and here's the thing too, and I'm bad about this with Dana. The second you show you're bugged,
Oh,
that just fucking turn the screws in on it. I
Yeah,
mean, it's
yeah.
like the second the second I show any like that I'm getting bugged, just fucking
it's like
let
it's
it
open.
let it rain over me.
Yeah.
Here it comes. And same with Joe and who, I mean, we all do it to each other, but it's like
As
you
soon
can't
as they
show any
find-
weakness.
As soon as it's like
exploit it.
because they like with the tee off thing, like they know
Yeah.
that I can't handle it, so then it's just that's what it is.
So the climax of that story was Joe is saying, "Hey, where are you guys?" And we're like, "Oh, we're at the tap room,
Well, the tap house,
the tap house."
because we kept saying, hey, "There's a tap house here." There's a tap. So then Dana was getting pissed, so we were trolling him in the text message.
That's right.
The group message. We're at the
Oh,
tap
that's
house.
right.
Not, and we had now. Granted, we've been drinking for a while,
Yeah.
so it never
Including
registered
other
that there
people's
was an
drinks.
actual Folsom tap house. It was all the way across town. So Joe had
It was
drove.
an unintentional troll.
Yeah. He said, "Where are you guys at?" I'm at the tap house. We're like, "Oh fuck." Sorry.
So he drove all. I mean, Folsom's not like an easy town to like
No.
circumnavigate. No, navigate through or across. Probably took him 20 minutes,
Yeah.
and he got there. And when he walked up, I don't think I had seen the rage in his eyes like that before.
And then when he was walking up is when Brad said, "Look at Joe coming here with a fresh prison pussy, fresh cut prison," which is a goatee. So then we were really laughing when he got up, and he was like, "I thought he was." He said, "I've never wanted to run you fuckers over so bad."
He said he was driving in. He's driving in this car, and we were. It was probably what 7 of us
Yeah.
sitting there drinking. And Joe later told us, he's like, literally in my head, I was like, I want to drive through these gates and like hit all my friends with the car.
He wouldn't even give us a ride.
No,
He had a car to give
across
us
the
a ride.
parking lot to In-N-Out Burger.
8 minutes walk. Oh, man.
Oh fuck!
But I think that's the problem
That-
is when because we don't listen sometimes, like if
Mm.
we're having our own conversation in the car and Joe's talking to us and it never, or Dana or whatever,
Yeah.
it never registers in my mind until later I say something. It's like, I just told you. I was like,
Oh, whoopsie.
whoops, wasn't listening.
So what did we end with? I had 99 on my scorecard, but admittedly, I probably missed a couple strokes.
It
It was like 104, 106 or something. I'm not proud to. I'm not proud to.
Actually,
admit
Joe
this.
had posted it, so let
All
me
right. Look it up.
let me research it. While
And then in terms of Chip and Cern golfing, again, when's your tournament?
October.
October. And so we're probably gonna want to get a hit.
Oh, I have
Again
to
before.
before my fucking attorney.
So we'll figure it out. It'll be anyone's birthday coming up that we could like. Now here's the thing. So we got home, and we had been drinking.
Oh, here you go.
Now-
Here's
yeah,
the scores.
let's hear
This is not a lie. Joe, 92. Dana, 92.
Hmm.
Chip, 104. CERN, 104.
Really?
Yeah, he has it on
Did
the
he
card.
just clone what we had?
No, it's weird.
That's pretty
it fucking
crazy.
matches up. I was like, that's what he said. We played perfect partner golf.
Yeah, I thought he was saying that we just got the same score because we were playing best ball.
No,
from
no,
the-
it adds
the
up that
card.
way. It's kind of weird.
That's pretty impressive.
Wow.
So we'll hit golf again. I mean, we always have the CERN's annual tourney, which now we're going on 4 years of.
Oh, yes. This will be our 4th year.
I can't wait. That's always a good one.
It's a good journey.
Now, this was a whole Father's Day thing, and I know your wife's very good about like letting you have your days and
Oh, yeah.
sort of thing, and mine is as well. But you get home and it's like, you know what I really wanted to fucking do?
Oh, I just want to
Take about a 3-hour nap.
But that was not on the
That was
table.
no. I came home and my wife's like, okay, I need a break. I'm like, okay. I went in, like, cracked a Red Bull. I'm like, housed it. I'm like, okay, let's go to the park.
Yeah, I came home like,
Oh.
are you going to swim? I was like, that's the
Oh,
last thing I want to do.
yeah. Can I float in the
Yeah.
in the spa or something? But yeah, never. Father's Day is great, but never do you fully get the day off.
Never.
Did I send you that meme that was like, I can't wait to have my Father's Day gift disguised as a Home Depot gift card
Yeah.
or something? Like,
yeah.
My next project decides, yeah. pretty funny. Well, Cerny, anything that you think we missed on the? We barely talked about the golf. It was all about the hoopla around it.
The golf. I mean, it was a fun day. I think that was.
I would for sure play that course.
Yeah,
I would say
the course was great. It was a fun time. We were laughing. Oh, remember when I hit that drive off the fucking tee box?
Yeah, I don't know how that fucking happened. So
they have these tee markers, and we hit from the whites. It's like
probably a quarter-inch thin.
Yep.
And it's probably
this big round.
You know,
it's like a disc. So what's facing me is the skinny side of the disc.
A quarter-inch of like metal.
And I hit this drive, and it hits the fucking thing, and it goes, pew, and the thing starts spinning in the.
Like when you hit a bonus on a pinball thing.
Yes, and it shoots off to the side, and it's like, how, I
don't know. How did that? I mean, the odds of that happening it seems to be nearly impossible.
If I tried, I could never do it again.
Now, also, this course on the back side of their driving range had a really low fence, about a 3-footer.
Yeah.
So all these like driving range balls were kind of in one of the fairways of something.
Yes.
Help myself to about half a dozen of them.
Yeah, we have just in case we got a little light.
Come on. Who am I kidding?
Some Bridgestone practice balls.
Although I might invest in some. No, I probably won't. Like I actually went to Costco the day before because I think I might be short on balls. I can't remember the last time I bought golf balls because at Cerny's tourney they like give you a sleeve or two, and then we like try to pinch 3 or 4 sleeves. So you probably get like a box there once a year. Yeah, and we're not playing that much, but we lose a fucking shitload of them.
Yeah,
we lose a lot of them. But then if we're playing and I find one, I'm like, oh cool, I've never had a Callaway ball before, or a Nike ball. I just take it. So yeah. So by the end of the day, I was playing range balls. But I don't really. It doesn't
it wouldn't. Because I was asking Joe, and he's like, it wouldn't. I think he said something like, I think he said for you turds, you definitely waste your money or something like that.
Right, like if it's pointless for us to go out and buy some Pro V1s at $5 a ball.
Yeah, he said you wouldn't. You're not good enough to see the difference. And I was like, that's a true point.
I could hit a fucking dirt clod, it wouldn't really matter.
Which we did.
Yeah,
we had a few swings where the chunk went farther than the fucking ball that went together.
Well, that's half the fun. Well, if you're in the Northern California area between San Francisco and the Bay Area, and there's another course to check out, you should send us a note.
You can email us at chipandcernshow@gmail.com, or you can reach out to us at Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. You can slide it in our DMs, or you can just post it on our wall. We will.
We actually took a nice photo.
We did.
And we posted it, and we got some love.
We did. Andy. I'm sorry.
So, Dana, next round you're out. Your cousin's in. We like him better. And, yeah, we could. Now, we talked about this. When did he play with us? For your birthday or Dana's bachelor?
Dana's bachelor. Okay. He came out with us. He was stuck with us too.
Yeah. I felt bad because he was with Chip and Cern. He's actually good, but we're like, I was feeling a little embarrassment to be playing with someone that was like at such a level.
Yeah, because he was like placing it, and it's not. Joe is probably at that level. Joe's at that level too, but it's Joe. So and Joe horses around. Joe still horses around, and Andy was taking it like he was like trying to perfect his game. I thought.
Yeah,
and
he would take some good practice cuts, and he'd be like, "Oh man, I opened," and he'd like take a couple corrective cuts after the ball.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, we're just like
hacking at the
grass and not taking it too seriously. So
talking about undoing Joe's bag. And,
we had a truce right off the bat. So there's no.
It's probably gonna be a permanent truce.
Yeah. It would be. Yeah.
That's not.
It's not worth it.
No.
Anyway, until next time, I'm Chip.
I'm Cern.
Cheers.